All right, Shalom. First and foremost, as always, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory. Yahawah, BAHASHAM, Yahawashi, BAHASHAM, I want to give double honors to my apostles at Greatmillstone who taught me this truth, and a sincere Shalom to the elect out there, teaching us truth in all honesty and sincerity in these last days. Okay, and we got some things to talk about here concerning concerning a possible terror attack in America. Okay. Now, the government's admitted that there's more than likely sleeper cells in sitting around in America because, remember all year long, cities have been flooded with migrants. Okay. Now, this is a tweet from Fox News. Biden admin may have lost track of millions of migrants crossing southern border. And their source is a congressional report. Okay. Congressional reports are like some of the de facto standards when it comes to information. Okay. In fact, Eustace Mullins said years ago that a lot of the information he gets actually comes from researching congressional reports. Okay. So, well, hey, you see 777, right? And that's a spiritual number. Okay, so all these migrants aren't being tracked. There's no official documentation to nail them down as somewhere to go down. And you got all this shit going on with Israel and Palestine and Hamas. And soon it's going to be Iran and Hezbollah. Okay. Now, don't be surprised if you see a terrorist attack in America, man. Or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5. They could come in they don't necessarily have to be bombings. They could be violent demonstrations. They could be shootouts. They could be sabotaging infrastructure. Okay, these things could happen, man. These things could happen, man. And unlike the previous false flags that have happened, these ones could be actually real. Okay? Because we know this devil, he wants a reason to go to war. Okay? He's been looking for hell ever since I was a young man. America has been looking for a reason to go into Iran. Or as you Americans call it, Iran. But around the world it's known as Iran, okay? It's proper pronunciation. They've been looking for a reason for it. Remember Bush was obsessed with it after he went to Iraq? He was obsessed with it. But imagine if all these small attacks happen in the United States and they gotta call in a certain order. They might have to declare martial law in some of them areas. Okay, because in those cities, and a lot of those cities are where those migrants are, man. A lot of these cities are where those migrants are, man. And in a lot of the cities, people don't have arms. Okay, they have strict gun laws. So it ain't like they're trying to go after the rednecks, because that would be kind of stupid, man. They would get shot up. Okay, for the most part. But the cities where all the pacifists are could receive attacks, man. And what better way to support a narrative of the war is to let these terrorists loose in America, man. Then people will be then if they have a draft, people actually want to join because they'll be fucking mad. Okay, you look at the reports of what's going on in Israel. They got all kinds of reservists volunteering to fight. People volunteering, young men volunteering to fight. Okay? And that could happen here. You could have young men volunteering to fight, man. Because it's a completely different story when it hits your homeland. Right? But that's the Lord stirring things up, man. In fact, before I get this, let me get Joel the 3rd chapter. Now we know some people ain't gonna want to fight, but they're gonna give people a reason to fight. Oh wait, and obviously we don't have to worry about red letter. It's in the Old Testament. Joel the 3rd chapter and the 9th verse. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war, right? And how would they go about preparing for war if nobody wants to go to war? By creating situations. Slack it. This weather's been crazy, man. Up until last week, we had fucking 80-degree temperatures, and all of a sudden it's 40 degrees and wet in the middle of the night. And my house ain't really winterized yet. Prepare war, wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. Okay? So it's all, like I said, man, it's all completely different when they actually have the narrative, man, to do so. Okay? Just like 9/11, everybody was pissed off. They could let something like that happen, or they could let a bunch of little mini 9/11s happen, or even one that makes 9/11 look like nothing. Or they could use it as a reason to lock down with martial law, man. Take away people's rights. The mayor of New York City was saying that, man. They're going to go against demonstrators. Right, pro-Palestinian protests break out in U.S. cities. New York governor condemns pro-Palestinian rally. I saw something earlier. Right, it's from nyc.gov. Transcript. Mayor Adams delivers remarks at New York stands with Israel rally. Uh, he was saying something like he's going to break up demonstrations, man. So I can't find it, but he said something about breaking up demonstrations, man. Okay. So basically, they're going to outlaw protests. How much more so if they actually have some kind of small some kind of terror attacks or acts of terror, so called. Okay, and they'll have reason to suspend rights, to push the anti Semitic rhetoric. Okay, which we need to pay close attention to that, man, because we're saying that we're the correct, that we are the real Israelites, man. Okay, let me get this in Revelation 2. Revelation 2 and 10. Well, 2 and 9. I know thy works and tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich. And I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan. Okay? And Satan is in control of the planet Earth right now. The earth is given in the hands of the wicked. The Lord gave the rule of the earth to the basest of men. Okay? Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison. Who? The synagogue of Satan is going to be at in charge of that, man. They own all the banks. They own all the media. Okay? They got the Rothschild shield on the police badge. The devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried. And ye shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, because they're going to try to put us to fucking death, man. And I will give thee a crown of life. Okay, so we can't be afraid of that, man. And the time is coming when the real boys or the boys are going to be separated from the men. Okay. Matthew 10 and 16. Behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. Be ye therefore wise as serpents and harmless as doves. Okay, and remember, brothers, the soft answer would turn it the way of wrath. You don't need to be like these loudmouth demonstrators, man. If somebody confronts you about that, okay, keep it about the scriptures, man. You say, hey, that's what the scriptures say, right? That's what the scriptures say. You know, bring up Isaiah 2 and so on and so forth, man. But beware of men, for they will deliver you up to councils. Okay? And right now the wicked is like it says in Psalm 64, he's doing a diligent search. Okay, he's doing a diligent search right now to see who's with his New World Order and who's against his New World Order. And if you're not pro-Israel or, pro-you-know-what, pro-small hatters, then you're, or pro-imposters, then you're not, then you're not fit for the New World Order, man. You must be hunted down. And they will scourge you in their synagogues. And ye shall be brought before governors and kings for my sake, for testimony against them and the Gentiles. But when they deliver you up, okay, and this is why it's important to keep your circles fucking thin. Okay, this is why it's important to keep your fucking circles thin, man. Because you don't know who the hell is going to deliver you up during that day. It might be your best fucking friend, and you go into the club with, but you shouldn't be doing that anyway. A lot of sellouts are going to reveal themselves during that time. When they deliver you up, take no thought how or what ye shall speak, for it shall be given you in that same hour what ye shall speak. Okay? So just remain calm, man, and let the Spirit speak through you. For it is not ye that speak, but the Spirit of your Father which speaketh in you. Now here's the point, and the brother shall deliver up the brother to death. Right, because we're going to be targeted, man. And the father of the child and the children rise up against their parents and cause them to be put to death. Okay, but back onto this whole migrant situation. This is from Ingraham. Is America next?
Finally, Joe Biden emerged 90 minutes late to speak about, well, the evil attacks by Hamas against the Israeli people. Now, although he was unequivocal about America's support for Israel and the depravity of these incursions, there was no mention of Iran's role in the planning and the funding of these attacks, nor did he announce any reconsideration of the $6 billion payment to Iran for that prisoner swap. Mostly, it was generalities.
This is a moment for the United States to come together, to grieve with those who are mourning. let's be real clear. There is no place for hate in America.
Okay, well, if he's really against hate, then he should call a prosecutorial ceasefire against his political adversaries, like the former president, and direct his DOJ and DHS to stop making conservative Americans feel like they're the enemy,
To the point.
or like they're the violent extremists out there. Now, we are seeing a lot of hate lately, anti-Semitic hate at pro-Palestinian protests on the streets of Manhattan.
Thank you all for being here, for raising your voices to celebrate the glorious victory of the resistance.
It is right to rebel! It is right to rebel! Israel, go to hell! Israel, go to hell!
Now, this is a good time, I think, to remind everyone that before 9/11, we didn't.
So they're prepping us. You see how this was all coordinated? You know, they need a reason to go to war. Let them in. And it gives them a reason to lock down the country.
Give a lot of thought about who we were allowing into America, nor did we give a lot of thought to how we tracked people to make sure that even if they got a visa, they left when they were supposed to and that they were here for the right reasons.
The city of unwalled villages, man.
Remember, all those terrorists arrived on tourist visas, business visas, and one on a student visa. But now,
Look at some of these guys. You can tell by their countenance that you shouldn't trust these fucking guys, man. Oh, man. The Lord has really blinded the judgment of Americans. Like, look at this guy. Imagine if this guy was your neighbor. You'd be watching out him fucking 24/7, man. You look like you can go bakalakadaka on your ass at any time.
now, 22 years after September 11th, would-be terrorists don't need to bother with a lengthy visa process or background checks. They can walk right across the Rio Grande. On a Friday night last month, the administration reported that the Border Patrol had stopped 160 individuals on the terror watch list at the southern border. And that number, by the way, is rising. And beyond that, there are the so-called special interest aliens. Now, these are individuals mostly from Middle Eastern countries known to harbor terrorists. Now, during the past 2 years, I fell over when I saw these numbers.
And a lot of them aren't even being screened. They're just being let in. Look at this. 6,386 nationals from Afghanistan. How the fuck did they even get over here? You know? Obviously, they got over here because they were funded. 3,153 from Egypt. And this was the point of the clip. I was looking for this. 659 from Iran and 538 from Syria. But yet, the so-called Democrats will say, oh, they're just trying to find a new life here. Yeah, right. Okay. I'm not going to say that these are all sleeper cells, but some of these people are involved in fucking sleeper cells, man. There's no doubt about it. Okay. We had a sleeper cell just a little bit away from here, man, in Western New York. They were called the Lackawanna Six. Okay. And they were arrested. 1,600 from Pakistan, 164 from Lebanon, 185 from Jordan, 123 from Iraq, and wherever the hell that is. Okay? Surge in dangerous migrants coming into U.S. To what? To do little attacks, man. Or maybe big ones. You know? Let me look at that up. The Buffalo Six, known primarily as Lackawanna Six, but also Lackawanna Cell or Buffalo Cell, is a group of 6 Yemeni American friends who pled guilty to charges of providing material support to Al Qaeda in December 2003. Okay, right here in Buffalo, man. Sleeper cells, they're everywhere. And they're going to use this to make people paranoid, man. This is Matthew 24 and 2, and then we're going to jump down to 6, 7. And Yahawashi said unto them, See ye not all these things? Verily I say unto you, there shall not be left here one stone upon another that shall not be thrown down. Which means what? The tearing of things up, man. Verse 6, And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled. And this could more than likely will materialize into World War III, man. Because you got a lot of countries saying that the U.S. shouldn't get involved, and they're already getting involved. That small hat media machine is very powerful, man. For all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. Consider yourself blessed if you could see through that, man. You know? For a nation shall rise again. Don't be some simpleton who just believes whatever the fuck. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. And there shall be famines, pestilences, and earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginning of sorrows. Okay, so we're entering the beginning of sorrows, man. We've been in the beginning of sorrows. It's going to be a very troublesome time. Let's look into those war rumors. Koa, whatever. Not very good at Greek. The sense of hearing, the organ of hearing, the ear, the thing heard. We're hearing all kinds of things. Instruction, namely oral, of preaching the gospel, hearsay, report, or rumor. See what it... Let's look at the lexicon. Hearsay, rumor, report concerning anyone. Okay? With that, I believe I proved the point. You know, we ain't even got to go into Isaiah 14 and 12. Okay? Because these elites, the weakening of the nations is going to be their downfall. Okay? It's going to be their downfall, man. It's going to be a big strategical mistake that they make. You know? These devils, these top devils are so proud they always underestimate their enemy. But with that, till next time, shalom. Peace and blessings to you elect.